For my revision, I always do a minimum of 1 hour a day at home to recap the things that I've studied in class. With this, it helps me to remember and memorize the things that I learned throughout the year.
In terms of Sharia, mostly it's about memorizing, and so I usually memorize it daily. And for history, I practice a lot with essays and understanding, and also always go to the teachers and friends who understand the questions and etc. about history. And also for maths, in which I'm weak at, I usually do it daily also, practice it daily, one by one, mostly on exam papers, the past years, and usually check it with my teachers.
I think the best way for me to study is to summarize the notes given by my teacher and compact it to a flow diagram or mind mapping, and just keep revising and do a lot of past year papers.
About 2 weeks before the exams, I usually start my revisions by reading through what my teacher has given to me and placing notes wherever I can and finding extra information, as well as summarizing the notes, which is really helpful.
I don't actually have a specific method of revising, but the things that I usually do are to first read my notes, of course to know the concepts well, and after understanding the concepts, I will practice past year questions, first thing to test myself, and also to be familiar with the questions that they usually ask.
I do my revision by reading textbook and notes given by the teachers. I also practice some past year paper.
I do past year papers. Technically, I just revise first and then do the past year papers without looking at my notes. So that will be the best. That will be the best way to revise instead of referring to marking schemes and your notes.
I always give priority to me as a student to fulfill my responsibility in terms of homeworks, project and assignment. So I make sure all of my work is done beforehand.
Since I'm an MP, I need to manage my time very, very well. So I manage my time in 3 ways. MP, a student, and also my time as a Muslim. So actually, my top priority is my time as a Muslim. So I never miss Zuhur, always go to Surau, and also with my friends to do Jemaah Zuhur. And secondly, studies. Studies is the most important one before MP. So studies, always do it in your PS time. And also during your PS, you can also do it for MP, but at home, never do MP work at home, but always do homework and other revision at home. So at school, only do MP at school. So that's my priorities.
In the school, we need to prioritize what our main job, which is studying. But when we have our CCA time, we can't forget about our studies and do our activities.
My plan for the day would be from morning to afternoon, I would spend that time for my school, work, and as well as myself, like time for myself. And night times would be for my study times, where I just hit the books.
First thing is that I don't have a lot of outdoor activities and I don't go for tuition as well. So the only thing I can say about my time management is that when I study, and when I play, I enjoy to the max.
I manage my time by using it for revision and other activity. For revision, I usually take at least 2 hours to study at home, while for other activity like playing basketball, I'm usually take at least 1 day in a week.
To be completely honest, for the first 6 months, I did go for my CCAs, but then after assessment starts, I didn't go for my CCAs because of revisions and stuff like that.
Most of the support came from my parents, who give me endless of affections and told me that I will always succeed in the future, no matter what path I take. Nevertheless, the teachers in school always give me a word of encouragement that helps me to maintain a sense of calm when I study, and especially during assessments and exams. Whenever I have my result with me, either me having a good result or bad result, they always give me a word of encouragement to help me focus on what matters the most, which is improving from the things that I lack from.
In my studies, usually for Sharia and history, my tutors, because mostly that kind of subject, usually you need to read yourself and you need to refer them to the teachers. So for maths, I have a lot of support. So basically it comes from my tutors and also my friends mostly.
The main support I get is from my parents, but my friends and tutors also give advice to keep studying.
I get a lot of support from my teachers, my parents, and especially my friends. Friends are what helped me get through these 2 years in A-levels, as well as my tutors who are constantly there.
Talking about support, for sure, my tutors and also my family.
I mostly got my support from my teachers, my family, and my friends. My teachers always give me homework and past year paper for me to practice and study at home.
Mainly my parents, also my peers. I would like to shout out to my maths classmate. She sits beside me and she will be like, hey, if you're not going to study, I won't be studying as well.
After A-level, I'm planning to pursue a much more professional career as an environmentalist. Recently, I just got back from Singapore attending a conference, a forum called Asian Youth Environmental Forum +3. We talk about environmental issues and how to overcome it as a delegate of the Asian country.
I have two goals. One is to pursue my hobby, which is doing business, mainly at baking. So doing baking, culinary arts specifically. But actually I want to go to my second goal also, which is to pursue double degree Sharia and civil law. And so after thinking about it, so I have decided to choose UNISA, double degree Sharia and civil law. So now inshallah I'm going to UNISA.
If I got excellent grades, I think I'm going to go to a university abroad to study medical degree. If not, then I just can study in the university in the country.
To get a scholarship and to get into a university in the United States of America, which is where I think I will be able to fully grow into my full capabilities.
My plans after A-level, my first plan, my plan A, will be to apply scholarship and study overseas. My plan B will be to apply education loan just in case my application of scholarship doesn't get approved. And my very last plan will have to stay in UBD.
I think I'm going to study in UK to take medicine course.
Inshallah, if I can get my hands on and my effort will pay off for maybe a scholarship, that would be great. So yeah, everything depends on my effort to study.
As a student, my advice for you is to have proper time management. It helps you to ensure a more organized and structured planning ahead of you, especially when you have tons of homework to do. Your responsibility does not only revolve in school as a student, but also at home as a child. So with that in mind, you need to keep your time in check. Always have a proper planning ahead of you. Schedule time wisely. When do you need to revise? When do you need to do your homework? And when do you need to spend time for your social life?
Whether you're an MP or not an MP, time management is the very important part for your studies. So mainly, you set your priorities. So as a Muslim, your top priorities is to never miss salah and also dua, prayer, and etc. And also secondly, if you are an MP is the last thing, but also you don't make it as an excuse for your studies.
Just study. It's only for 2 years. Think that if you got good grades, you will have many compliments and applauses.
Have faith in yourself. Don't ever give up.
The only things that I can say is that we've all worked so hard and we've all worked too hard to quit now. So good luck and all the best. That's all I can say.
My advice is that they should create their own way to face the hardship in A level. This is because I don't know if my way is the best one or the worst one. But if you still insist to follow my footsteps, then you should still prepare for the hardship that you're gonna encounter in the future.
Love your subjects because these 2 years is rough.